Okay, guys, ready?
Ready.
Ready. Ready.
Stage 1. Gain interior access without causing alarm.
What are you doing?
Elves get a 20% bonus when hiding.
Behind a lamp?
Elves are skinny bastards.
Okay, my turn. These guys have had 15 years.
Conscripted by a secret organization, a group of strangers is loaded into experimental metapods, hurtling their souls across dimensions and into unsuspecting avatars. With each trip across reality, these newly minted metapilots gain access to unique powers and abilities, slowly transforming them into true masters of the metaverse.
Hey everybody, it is Meta Monday. Welcome to the final episode of Dreams and Nightmares, the latest season of Masters in the Metaverse, brought to you by Zombie Orpheus Entertainment. I'm your host and GM, James Durham. Joining me in the virtual studio, I have Luke Abinson, Christian Doyle, Helen Roundhill, and Vanessa Pastel. We've got Leo back in the real studio on tech for us tonight. Hi, Leo.
I'm really glad that that thing's still there.
Me too. But with someone there, we know that it's still there, which is great, because otherwise it would
Otherwise,
be like
we'd have to,
Schrodinger's
like,
studio.
I think it's still there.
So, what exactly is Masters of the Metaverse? It's, only the most interactive live stream RPG on the planet. I might have mentioned this before. I mean,
No, I think this is the first time.
I mean, that means that you, our audience, can influence and change things as they are happening right here live on the show. From meta points to character buffs to the almighty hack attack. The control is completely in your hands. In addition to our store, we also have our weekly Patreon polls, exclusively available to our Patreon members, which is just one of the many perks available to them. So if you're not a Patreon member, you should seriously consider becoming a Patreon member. Anybody want the results? Do you want to know? You want to know? Okay. All right. Luke, you get plus 20 health and plus 4 to a roll this session.
Nice. Roll. Nice.
Helen, you get plus 20 health and plus 3 to a roll this session.
Hey.
Christian, plus 10 health and plus 3 to a roll.
Why do you hate me?
I didn't do the voting.
Why did they hate me?
Vanessa gets plus 20 health and plus 10 to a roll.
That makes sense. She's my favorite too.
And I get plus 10 and plus 3 myself. So, hey, I didn't do last. I only tied for it. So I feel a little better about myself today.
You mean with me?
Yeah. Saying Christian's misery makes me feel better.
People know who the evil geniuses are.
Yeah, they better. They better.
Speaking of Patreon, I've got some special backers I would like to thank. Matthias Schultz Kolkman. Thank you.
Hey, Matthias, thank you.
Andrew Riley Press. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Daniel Lamb. Thank you.
Daniel, thanks.
Thank you. Now, guys, before we begin today's episode, I've got some really big Masters of the Metaverse announcements to make. So let's go ahead and get those out of the way right here and right now.
Wait, you get to make all the announcements?
Oh, I was gonna. I mean, do you want to make one of them?
Yeah, I'll make the second one.
All right. Well, I'm going to start with the first one then here. So starting August 10th will be Masters of the Metaverse Revelations, which will be the final season of Masters of the Metaverse. But, before you despair, Christian's got some good news for you.
Yeah, I'll let that sink in for just a second, because that's going to be the last season. We've been doing this for a few years now. The second announcement is we are going to be starting a new show on Mondays in the same vein, and with a brand new cast of characters and some brand new adventures, starting from scratch. Maybe even a brand new game system coming up on our series premiere of Starship Metaverse.
And we'll, of course, give you guys more details with that as we get closer to that date. And, of course, there still is another full season of Masters in the Metaverse for you guys to enjoy. It's not done yet. In addition to that, we've also got this Saturday at noon Pacific here, our time, there is a Metaverse special on Gen Con Live. So if you've not gotten into Gen Con, you might want to sign up for that and get your ticket and check out some Metaverse Live, because we have a very special episode just for that. And it's going to be run a little differently than you're used to, and I think you might get a kick out of it. But now that I've given you all those horrible announcements, and good ones too, let's get back to the show.
Oh, don't forget, Gamers Live is this weekend, and you might see some faces from this show on that show.
Isn't that on Friday?
What?
It is on Friday. Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern.
That's right. There are some people that are going to be on that. I mean, I've heard some names, so yeah, I would definitely watch that.
I'm going for since we can't really do it on a live stage, and I'm so used to having 1,000 people to draw characters from. I've got to do it a little different this time. So backwards.
Mm-hmm. So when we left off, our heroes had entered a nightmarish realm, trapped in avatars of their own worst fears and self-doubts. Crash was forced to face the trauma of his childhood, and Aquamarine the guilt that her past brings with her. Working together, they were able to overcome these horrible nightmares and even gain a glimpse into the nightmare being faced by Monday, the Chronicler, and their friend who they're here to rescue. And when we left off that last episode, Andy James had just faced a little bit of her past as well in a simple coffee shop where she was fired before exiting the building and seeing the very bench that she was recruited for Project Metaverse on, just sitting there. And now let's return to the nightmare.
Somebody on chat just asked if Helen's AC was out, and I'm like, we're in Washington. None of us have AC.
People don't have AC in Washington. People don't have AC in
Single
Washington.
floor fan in the other room that is doing me no good right now, which is why I look like I'm covered in Vaseline.
This and this. Yep, there it is. It's all about the hand fan right now.
Mm-hmm. You should move the hand fan off, and then I just blow, and it'll look like you're being blown.
Oh, I love these guys.
Hey, who's that?
So sitting there you have, on that very bench is a very familiar person. Just sitting on that bench that you were once recruited for Project Metaverse. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I'll let you breathe that in for a minute.
Is that? Yeah, I think it is. I think.
You son of a bitch.
Are you somehow alive?
You're on mute.
Am I alive? What? I mean, what kind of question is that?
Why? This might be spoilers, but once upon a time, you
sacrificed myself. Yeah, for you guys.
Yeah,
I
that was
did.
amazing.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. How's it feel? To be living, hanging out, doing stuff.
I mean, currently, yourself excluded, kind of shitty.
Oh man. Yeah, I heard like 2020 turned out to be something special.
Yeah, and all thanks to your sacrifice. So thanks.
I guess
Hey, anything for the good of the team.
Don't engage with this thing.
What do you mean? It's Maddox.
No, it's not.
What? Oh, she's
else
right
would I
here.
be?
Where are we?
Just outside of the coffee shop. Nice.
In a living nightmare.
Thank you. Crash feels me.
Well, no, but I can see you.
You.
But all of
Fair.
us being together can't possibly. We're in a nightmare, yes, but we are not a nightmare.
It's okay, Wyatt. We're here with you. You're getting feels.
Yeah, all right. Well, let's rock on then, shall we?
We got to figure this out, Wyatt.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't just run away from Cole. We can't just walk away from Maddox.
I agree.
How are you back with us?
How am I back with you? I mean, I was the one just sitting on this bench, and you kind of walked up to me. So, I don't know what.
I guess I just thought that you had been removed from all realms of existence. I just surprised to see you. Happy to see.
We're never. Oh, yeah. I mean, here's the thing. You're never removed completely. You always exist in some way, shape, or form. I'm always going to be around. Right?
I mean, here you are.
The best.
I mean,
news I've heard.
Should we do what we always do?
Save the world?
I've been just hanging out for a while. I'm kind of well rested.
Well then, what do we think?
Well,
on the team, take on the nightmares one more time. You've been in the nightmare realm. You know what this is like.
Girl, I lived as the nightmare. I am the nightmare. Did we forget so easily? Lou. Bubby. Come on.
Yeah, when were you the nightmare again?
When was I the nightmare?
Skinwalker first.
Yep.
And
I'm
then,
always the nightmare.
No, you were always the heart.
yeah, but she ended up like being, she was the ghost detective that one time that didn't know she was a ghost detective. When you went to apparently that Sixth Sense metaverse.
Sixth Sense? Anyway. Well, so far, each stage of our nightmare has had some kind of test to pass, to pass through each level.
Well, this nightmare of Maddox is definitely not my nightmare, so I'm going to let you hash this out, and I'm going to go into that coffee shop and grab us some drinks. Wyatt, decaf?
Yes, please. Venti
Irish?
black. Irish, if possible.
I doubt they have it in there, but...
There's
But
some
I
in the
appreciate
manager's
the
office,
suggestion.
top drawer on the left. You can get in there.
Oh, is this your coffee shop?
Hashtag System Shock,
That's
hashtag
awful.
Cool Rule, hashtag
Okay, I'll
Team
be
Up,
back.
hashtag Personality, hashtag MetaPoint. Let's get the day started as we
don't
mean to
think
go
this
on
is my
despite
nightmare,
all the
even
emotional
though
damage we've
You were my
already suffered.
bodyguard.
Ooh, the store's not playing out loud, but we just got a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh my.
Oh,
Why System Shock,
System
Merc?
Shock, Full
Why
Rule,
would you
Team
do
Up,
that?
Oh,
Holy Grievous.
somebody's trying to stack the store.
Apparently they are. It seems we're having a little bit of a technical issue, guys. We're going to restart OBS and then be right back on the stream. So, audience, just hang with us for just a minute, and we're going to restart the system. We'll be right back with you guys. Just give us just a moment, please.
I'll be missing you.
Hey, everybody. I can't tell if I'm back or not. I think I'm back. Am I back? I might be back.
Who can even tell anymore?
Either way, I support math. Good on you, Chad.
I also support math. The monitor's not showing me if I have anyone back or not.
It says we look to be back, so there you go.
Okay. All right. I will just have to guess that we are back. So let's see. Before we left, we had just reintroduced Maddox showing up out of nowhere in the on our episode here. No, look, I actually can see myself again, though I'm frozen in time. Okay. We did get a bunch of stuff from the store, guys, but it wasn't played over the announcement, so I'm just going to take a minute and go through everything that is currently in the store.
Hashtag Cool Rule Icon Math.
So that was one that got played. At the moment, it appears we have...
Hashtag System Shock, hashtag Cool Rule, hashtag Team Up, hashtag Personality, hashtag MetaPoint. Let's get the day started as we mean to go on despite all the emotional damage we've already suffered.
All right, and who got moved with that personality disorder and in which direction? I'm curious.
I'm not sure.
Because at the moment, I've got Wyatt's in the middle, Aquamarine is full Aquamarine, and I can't really make out the others on the monitor.
I am one away from Pilot,
Okay.
which is how I was able to cuss out my manager last week.
Aha! I do recall that.
I can't tell where I am either.
Aquamarine right now? Is that what you said?
You are full Aquamarine right now. That is absolutely right. And we have a pretty stacked store, guys. We got a MetaPoint in the store at the moment. We have a Moment of Clarity in the store. There are one of every buff except for Mimic. Andy James has 2 buffs currently. There's a Meta Meltdown and a System Shock in the store. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be using those. We've got a Team Up and we've got a Rule of Cool, and there's still a Standing Hack, which is partially come to fruition, but we'll get into more of that later.
Partially coming to fruition? Does that...
Like I said,
this.
we'll get more into that later. I promise. I mean, she's already here. As we left off, Crash had gone back inside the coffee shop to try and get some caffeine and non-caffeinated beverages for his friends, leaving his remaining 3 comrades to deal with, is this Maddox, is this not Maddox?
One way or the other, I don't know.
Can I roll notice to see if there's any semblance of Pilot? I know we can sense each other.
Go ahead and give me a notice check. We'll see how much of Maddox you notice.
Ooh, can I as well, please?
Sure.
Cool.
All right. I think I have the right Andy James page. Ooh. Okay. So I'm going to beat it by 3.
Beat it by 3. And what about you, Aquamarine?
I'm trying to find notice.
Okay, no worries. Take your time.
A notice.
I'm
Beat
sure
it
you
by
have to have
5.
it somewhere.
Where are you?
Oh.
Maddox. I never got to know you. But I have seen your heart through your allies. And so it is good to finally meet you. I am Eldon and I am trying to live up to your example. Hashtag hack attack.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks.
Well, let's see. We got a beat it by 3 and a beat it by 5. Wyatt, it's up. It looks like Maddox. She sounds like Maddox. Hell, it even smells like Maddox.
And that's saying a lot.
Yeah, dude, there is nothing that you see that differentiates at all between whoever this is and the Maddox you knew, other than the Maddox you knew is dead.
So, you know, just the small shit.
How did you come back from the Morrigan?
Well, how do you go from pilot to avatar?
Right, but you're here. It's you. You're not. Unless you are both an avatar and a pilot in this world, which I suppose you could be.
Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be something?
It would. I guess I'm just so overwhelmed to see you.
Oh, it's just me. There's no reason to be overwhelmed.
I don't know. Have you ever met you?
Have I ever met me? I mean, I guess I got a lot of self-reflecting I have been doing lately.
You have a lot of time for that? I guess. What happens when you die, I guess, is what I want to. Everybody wants to know the answer to.
Well, I mean, I guess just like life, there's no single experience. Everyone's is individual.
Has yours at least been pleasant? If such a thing
Hey!
is possible.
You know, this bench isn't that bad. Not
You
that
haven't been on
hot.
this bench the entire time.
Well, I mean, not right now, but it's just, you know, one moment at a time, and right now it's not that bad. I mean, I'm kind of stoked to see a familiar face, I'm not going to lie.
Well, my
So
goodness.
have you just been here?
Yeah, I kind of been here. I mean, I did some traveling around. I did some searching. I've been looking out for some people, but, that's neither here or there.
Do you remember Monday?
Monday. Yeah.
The Chronicler?
Yeah, what was that?
I said, are you confused about it? The question.
Oh no, nothing is confusing, because if everything is confusing, then confusing doesn't exist anymore. It's just kind of, there.
It becomes the new normal, I guess. Is what
Yeah. There's no such thing as absolute.
I mean,
well, all the time that
You've been good. And you have been close. But to suggest that Maddox McFerrin was a person without absolutes is fucking nonsense.
did you hear that?
That is absolute nonsense. And I am getting
and why is
really tired, really, really tired of our friend being used, her visage, in this fashion. This is disgusting.
Whoa. Hey. Okay. Okay. Let's just take a step back. Okay? I'm sorry to.
You're muted, Christian.
Who had the non-fat soy? That's right. Here you go.
Venti Black.
Yeah,
Thank
no, I
you.
gotcha. Maddox, I didn't get you one because I think you're not real.
Hey, It's okay.
Okay.
The smell is enough for me. Thank you, though.
You're welcome. I figured if you wanted one, you would have one because you're sitting outside of a coffee shop on a bench for apparently months. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, but according to Lou, I'm not Maddox, so.
Oh, I'm kind of with him on that, but I might as well treat you like Maddox for now until you like grow fangs in a tail or whatever.
Hey, how's your mouth feeling? How's that jaw? Have you guys needed to go to the dentist lately? Any more toothaches? No? The back of your teeth, your molars don't hurt? There's no intense pressure?
I mean, sometimes.
Okay.
Why?
Right now.
Is there radios in there?
I was just asking. I just wanted to find out. You know.
Yeah, that's another great read that you could have gotten from any of us.
I mean,
Let's,
we've all been pretty stressed in this situation, grinding our teeth at night. Sure.
Yeah, that did seem like a loaded question. Like, hey, does anybody want a Hertz donut? It's.
Let's go ahead and push Wyatt 2 steps towards Avatar, please.
Oh. But the personality just sort of pushed him one towards pilot.
I know.
So does
So he's
that
not
leave
fully full
me?
Avatar. He's still one
That
away.
leaves me one away from Avatar.
That is
yes?
correct. Seems this nightmare pushes back.
Oh, joy.
Do we sense a change in Wyatt?
Well, that should be pretty obvious fairly quickly.
I'm here for you.
Coffee's in hand now, still debating the truth of whether or not this is or isn't a Maddox.
Say, do you want to go for a walk with us?
Oh, can you?
Oh yeah, I got feet. I got legs.
No, that sounds great. Let's go for a walk.
So
as you get up and begin to walk away, the environment shifts and changes around you. And you find yourselves in what most of you seems like a prison that you would see in like a movie or a TV show. But to you, Wyatt, it is exceptionally familiar. It is a pod that you've been in before, that you wore a jumpsuit in for a very long time. Save that the place is deserted. The lights are dim. And instead of seeing fellow prisoners about, there's mangled bodies still in their jumpsuits.
Push or pull. You won't have him. Hashtag personality Wyatt full pilot.
Dang.
And the metaverse pushes back.
Someone is flexing.
Yes, they are. In the prison, there's mangled bodies still in their prison jumpsuits, along with the corpses of guards as well. There is a massive hole in the wall of the common area, and you can hear sounds of fighting going on beyond it.
This your prison, Wyatt?
Yeah. And once again, I have to say the attention to detail is just impeccable.
I think it helps that they're posted directly from your mind. Are we doing like a Sorkin walk and talk here? Because I'm totally into that.
And it should be noted, Maddox is still right there with you.
All right. So
Hi.
Here's my argument, Maddox, for why I think you're not real. The Cave of Nyx takes you away forever until you are removed from the Cave of Nyx, which is not possible. Now, you know, the Titans couldn't get out. The pilots couldn't get out. Nobody can get out. Only 2 people knew where it was. One of those people is dead. The other one is me. Or Zeus. 3 people. No, wait. And I'm 2 of them. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, bonds are weird. What I'm saying is, nobody took you out. You're still there.
You're right.
Stasis
I am still there.
Forever. You're just a nightmare composite formed from the collective memories of the way we remember you.
And specifically, no, go ahead. You Gollum, whatever you are. Have your say.
It is possible, though, that this is Maddox and we are in Nyx.
No.
No?
Nope. No way to get there. 2 people know where it is. Nobody brought us.
Unless we're all dead somehow. Unless she brought us.
Can I try something real quick?
Sure.
Super strength pinch on the arm.
Of who?
Andy James.
At least this hashtag metapoint is real and tangible.
Indeed. That super strength pinch hurts.
Well,
That
that
hurts, Andy James.
thanks a lot.
There's no pain in death.
Oh, I think the Catholics would disagree.
Yeah, well, they got plenty of stuff wrong.
Pain
Yeah.
in death?
Like the costumes.
I don't know. The costumes are pretty.
I'm just saying, their Pope wears a yarmulke.
Some of
I know what I saw.
churches. Christ, for instance.
So here's what I'm going to predict. As we get into this next room here, we're going to see some awful stuff from when I first got into jail. And it's going to be accurate. It is going to be so painstakingly, achingly accurate. It's going to hit me for a moment.
Wyatt, is this going to be like Oz? Because I'm pretty sure I'm still not allowed to watch that.
No, you aren't. And a bit. But the thing that's funny about this nightmare that I'm starting to wrap my head around more and more is how selective it is. And it's purposeful, and and it knows. It knows what's going to hit us.
Literally.
But here's the problem. I remember the guy I was when I got out of this place. Before I met you all. Before I met Maddox.
Hashtag metapoint. If you were in Nyx, you'd never know. Nyx is nothing. Time doesn't pass, atoms don't turn, entropy has already progressed to its fullest. Frozen forever between one breath and the next. The nightmare is something, not nothing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chad.
That's right.
Very astute.
So forgive me if I flip out. But as we've said, we got to get through this.
You're not alone.
That means running the gauntlet, so we got to go to the next room. Also, I'm going to treat Maddox like she's real because I want to and I miss her.
And she would do it.
Well, I figured the real Maddox would have asked about Mac by now, given everything that happened to him.
Given that was the whole reason behind her. Anyway, let's just go.
All right. You make your way through that massive hole in the wall, and you come upon quite the sight. Rita Riot is there in the center of the room. She's on a rampage, slaughtering guards and prisoners alike. Hovering behind her is a very caricature look of Tom. He's very exaggerated. Even the Hawaiian shirt is exaggerated. And he is laughing maniacally, saying, kill them all, over and over and over again. And as you enter, Rita turns to you, and her eyes are red and filled with rage, and she charges towards you. I'll take initiative from you folks if you care to roll it.
Oh, I care. I care a great deal.
I care very much.
I feel we should use it.
20.
Not bad, Andy James.
Boom. 11 and 3, 15, 24.
24.
22.
22. What about you, Aquamarine? I'm sorry, what was that?
14.
14.
1, 4.
14. And how about you, Maddox?
Do you guys need any more indicators that I'm real and that I'm not Maddox or not? Because I got a 13.
Oh, that's her.
Okay, nope, I'm done. She's
So
Maddox.
am I a nightmare or am I Maddox?
Yeah,
All
no, you're
right.
Maddox. It's done.
Crash, we'll go ahead and start.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and start with you, Crash. Rita Riot, covered in blood and standing over mangled corpses, is rushing towards the group.
Oh, I interpose myself with a hug.
I love it. You stand between, ready to hug the charging Rita Riot. How about you, Wyatt?
Judge opponent on Tom.
Okay, give me a notice check.
Beat it by 15.
You are 100% sure that's not Tom at all. That it is a caricature of Tom drawn from either yourself or Andy James's memories and then exaggerated upon.
You can tell because he's 15% uglier than normal.
In fact, you think it might specifically be, with such a high notice roll, the Tom that ordered Andy James when she was Rita Riot to beat Butch Baker to death. You think it's that very memory itself brought to life.
Andy, I think we might be getting our nightmares crossed.
I think we might.
That is the Tom that made you attack Butch. And it is not the real version.
No.
It's okay, guys. I'm almost 40% Butch.
Yes, you are. You know math well, Crash. Crash-ush.
Andy James, you're next.
I am going straight for Tom.
All right.
Yeah, I think it's a bit, it's similar to a hug, sure, but it's one of those super strength bear hugs might rip you in half kind of things.
Okay. You want to give me a fighting check on that, Andy James?
I would love to. Yeah, I'm gonna beat that by 6.
All right, you charge past the waiting Crash, who's waiting to give a hug to the irate Rita Riot, up over the mound of corpses, leaping into the air and grabbing hold of the caricature of Tom in your arms. You begin crushing him immediately, feeling ribs break, the arm bones shatter, blood begins to come out of his mouth and down his chin and onto his shirt. And as the two of you hit the ground with you crushing him that way, he kind of shifts, and it's actually Butch Baker that you're squeezing the life out of, and his blood is getting all over you. And let's go ahead and move Andy James 2 steps towards Avatar.
Oh.
Oh!
There's meta points.
No.
And yeah, he's bleeding in your hands, and he gargles out around the blood. Why? Why? As his head collapses backwards.
It's not Butch. I say.
I don't know. It really looks like him.
It's not.
It does.
Then you feel a connection. Crash. Say no.
Crash is about to feel Rita Riot's fist in his face, which he very much solidly does. That's a 50 damage punch to the face from Rita Riot to you standing waiting for a hug. Apparently, she didn't want a hug.
That's okay. Now that she's close enough, she gets one anyway.
I'll take that fighting check from you, Crash.
If I can't fight better than an angry teenager, I don't deserve the win.
I mean,
I beat it by 9.
Beat it by 9. You grab hold of Rita Riot after that punch lands and pin her arms at her sides, and she is struggling valiantly and screeching, and her hair is everywhere, and she's just wild-eyed, but you seem to be holding her in place for now.
My second action is I'm going to start singing in her ear.
What exactly are you singing in Rita Riot's ear?
Hush, little Rita, don't say a word. Crash is gonna throw you across the world. You know,
all right.
Something, something lullaby-ish, you know. That'll probably be infuriating, but Crash doesn't understand feelings. He's trying to calm her down.
Gotcha. We'll cut to Aquamarine next. Andy seems distraught. She's clutching the now bleeding body of Butch Baker that was just telling him a moment ago. Rita Riot is still struggling valiantly and trying to fight free of Crash and throw more punches. What do you do?
For my first action, I want to stride confidently over to Andy and put my hand on her shoulder and give her like all of the feelings of like, use what you have to think about this differently, to communicate to her, to use the things to get her closer to herself. Confidence and love and warmth, and that she's not alone with my bardic power.
So what you're saying is you're trying to seduce the metaverse into moving her over on the slider?
That's a way.
That's not a bad idea. I have a plan in store for that as we get into the next turn, but I'm going to need you to make that bardic performance roll to see how effective it will be as we go into the next turn.
Oh, okay. Well, I beat it by 15.
Beat it by 15. That's going to be really effective. So we've got one more person to go before we hop back around that, and that is Maddox McFernan herself. It is her turn.
My second action.
Sorry, you have a second action? I apologize. I don't mean to rob you of an action.
No, it's all good. Maybe if I can do it. So attention on Andy and Metaverse, and then I want to assist Crash in holding Rita. Maybe I can
excellent.
Dive for her legs.
Do you still have textile kinesis?
Sadly, not unless we're buffs or we have ropes.
Who are you bonded to right now? I know, personal question.
I don't think I'm bonded to Lady Vale. I think I'm bonded to the metal worker.
Oh, that makes sense.
How lewd.
Mm-hmm. I'll still take a fighting check from you, or you could use a ninja stuff check over there to do the assist with the grappling of Rita Riot.
We'll do ninja stuff.
Okay.
Okay, I beat that one by 4.
Beat it by 4. All right. So you grapple with the legs of Rita Riot and assist Crash in holding her in place. Maddox, what exactly are you doing for your turn?
Can you paint the picture of what's happening before me?
Absolutely. There is a very distraught Andy James holding the obvious dead body of Butch Baker. And then there is, of course, Crash Jackson and Aquamarine trying to hold the struggling, rage-fueled Rita Riot in place.
Well, what's Crash and Rita are being held again?
Crash and Aquamarine are attempting to hold Rita Riot in place. She is enraged and trying to punch and kill everyone in sight, essentially. She is obviously lost her mind.
Yes, and I'm sorry, I meant the other, Butch. It's Andy and Butch.
Yeah, Andy and a very dead Butch.
Holding a very dead Butch.
Yeah, he is very dead.
Yeah.
He's only mostly dead.
Kind of mostly dead. Okay, well, I would like to, I would just like to hold the feet of Rita Riot.
You're also
Just
going to
hold her
assist in the grapple? Okay. I'll take a
No, I
fighting
just want to prove my allegiance to Lou, and I want to show him that I am here for the good. So I'm going to hold her feet.
All right, I'll take a fighting check from you.
Well, I beat it by 6.
All right, you easily step in there, joining Aquamarine and Crash and holding Rita Riot in place. There are now 3 of you grappling her. Her struggles, as valiant as they are exceedingly ineffective at this point between the 3 of you.
And as I hold her feet, I'm like, look at me, I'm helping.
Yes.
I'm helping the team. Look at me.
Don't believe it. There isn't a razor blade in the cheek involved. It can't be Maddox.
That was exactly my thought.
I can't pull it out yet. That's for special occasions. I can use the muscles. I'm still good for right now.
All right, top of the order, Crash. You have a hold of Rita. It seems between the 3 of you, that it's not much that she can do other than just try and struggle in vain. But that song just doesn't seem to be working. If you were to take a guess, in fact, you think maybe this song is actually being the exact opposite of what you intend and making her even more angry.
Okay. Well, instead of singing, I'm going to give her 2 headbutts to the face.
All right. I'll take a couple of fighting checks from you, Crash Jackson.
I am not going for lethal damage at this point. I am exercising control. Also taking into account that she is of superhuman prowess.
Yes, she is.
So while I am not pulling my punches, I am not also going to explode her head.
Reasonably fair.
I beat my fighting check by 6 on the first one. Ooh, and by 10 on the second one.
You cracked
I
into her
apologize
skull.
for jumping in, but it's just too good of a line by chat. Come on, feel the nose.
Wonderful.
That's using your head, Crash.
You slam your forehead into her once and then twice with the first one. She gets a dazed look on her face. With the second one, she goes limp in the arms of the 3 of you grappling her. As we go to Wyatt on a 22, sitting nearby you on the pile of corpses, Wyatt, is little young Bobby Maxwell looking up at you. You know it's all your fault, don't you? Wyatt? All the death, all the bloodshed, all your fault. Maddox there, she died because of you. You know that, right?
Who the fuck is that kid? And why is he wearing your watch?
He doesn't have it yet. He hasn't been given it. He hasn't earned it yet. Once again.
But like you know it, right?
It's young me, Jesus.
Oh!
Oh.
This is just getting hackneyed. I mean, honestly.
Wow.
You know, you didn't actually do anything to be in here, right? I mean, you get that, right?
It's all your fault, Wyatt.
What's your fault? Is it Maddox your fault? Because you couldn't convince her not to be self-sacrificing? Is that what your fault is? I'm not really sure where this blame falls on you, dude.
Okay, the stuff that was my fault. The stuff that was my fault is after prison and before this. And you know what? Maddox was right. Maddox was absolutely right. But this is again one of those things where you are getting crossed signals here. Because after I messed up with the Borks, and that's on me, that is... But I didn't make her choose anything. She was always a person of agency, and you are out of your mind if you're going to put this on me.
She would never blame you, and you know that.
That's right.
She was saving worlds, and she knew it.
She was saving worlds. She was saving us. She was saving Mac.
Yes.
Who you still have not asked about, by the way.
The young Bobby Maxwell then snarls and leaps forward towards you, Wyatt, shifting in form until he is a skinny, tall man in a top hat with stringy hair and pale skin that you knew as Harvester, his arms outstretched to grab your throat.
Is that the villain from Phantasm?
Basically.
Good God. You guys had some really weird adventures without me.
Yeah.
I'm wicked.
It is still on your action, Wyatt. How are you going to respond to this threat?
If I... You know what? Actually, I'm full avatar.
Do it, Wyatt!
Folks have my back on this.
I think you're full pilot.
Let's use some...
You're full pilot.
Yeah, let's go ahead and use prison rules.
Okay.
So,
Ooh.
I will take that hit, and I will throat punch the living hell out of this thing.
So you let the hands of Harvester close around your throat, and as they do so, you respond with a hard strike in just to the throat, right back at him, causing him to collapse and then fade away. And with that, Rita Riot, now unconscious, also fades away in the bloody form of Butch Baker.
Bye, Rita. I love you.
Crash, not now.
Leaving you once again in a simple prison room surrounded by corpse after corpse after corpse.
Well, this place is smelly. Should we keep walking and talking?
Yes, let's keep sorkening. This place sucks.
It's less Sorkening and more Rosencrantz and Guildensterning at this point, because every time we take a step, we seem to be somewhere new, but still in the same place.
Yes, if only I had a coin to hammer it down. Good God.
I thought you were the god of coins.
Well, I invented them, but that doesn't necessarily make me the god of them.
That's maybe the first time I've ever heard you admit that about anything, Wyatt. Which
Look,
I hear
I
you're
just did
also the
them
god
first.
of.
Where are we going now?
Hard to say.
Wherever the nightmare world takes us. I'm following threads wherever I see them myself.
As you take your next steps forward, again.
Mr. Maxwell, I am proud of you. You are a good man. And the world could use more good men like you. Hashtag hack attack.
Oh, we're building towards another hack attack, folks. I like it.
We're going to have to get that kid out of there someday.
You move forward again, as Crash noted, following these golden threads. And the scene again shifts. It's a very familiar Africa, Andy James. It's hot. It's dry. You're sitting on a stone slab. You're holding Bruno in your arms. He's bleeding out. Gunshot wounds. You know, the grandfather that you never had until that moment. And as he looks up at you and his eyes roll back into his head, he says, "You weren't worth it."
Oh, come on!
You were.
I knew that. I always knew that. I wasn't.
Andy, come on. That's not true. Don't even think that.
I've never been anything for anyone, really.
That is so wrong.
Everyone keeps dying around me, and people keep getting hurt. And for what? I've never been.
Helen, that old man lived, and you made out with him like twice.
You do everything you can to help others. And also the making out with the old man thing.
Also, he's your grandpa. You fucking sick weirdo.
But you've written a lot of things, and that was cool.
I didn't know it was fine.
Little bit hard to blame yourself for some bullshit when you're laughing.
I think that the laughter is enough to shake me up with Mimic. We are going full fucking pilot. I'm not doing this shit, James.
All right, switching over to full pilot for Andy
You're
James.
gonna use a buff for that.
Use your buff.
She had two of them. Now she's got one. That is a good use of Mimic to go full pilot for Andy James. And with that, dozens of Coles step out from behind the rocks around this sandy area, leveling guns while laughing. You killed him. You killed him.
Bitch, I wasn't even conscious.
That's
You are the asshole who killed him.
I'll take initiative from everyone again.
Wait, what did I just miss?
Dozens of Coles armed with their sidearms, laughing at Andy James and telling her that she killed him.
He shot him, though.
I am not responsible for your shit-ass choices, Cole.
Nope, that's me.
Yes.
So I'll take initiative from everyone again, please.
Helen, may I help you with the calls?
Please help me with the Coles.
18.
Can we all agree to
18
beat
for
this
Aqua.
bastard's ass?
23.
23 for Crash.
Okay. 19.
19 for Andy.
21.
21 for Wyatt. How about you, Maddox?
Any guesses?
11.
12.
I got 10.
Are you sure that that isn't the real Maddox, guys?
I love that we peppered down to it between Helen and I.
All right. Looks like
I'm
I go
helping.
first with the 25, and I am going to open fire with dozens of Coles using handguns. We're going to go ahead and fire a few shots at Crash first. I have one success by 8, which I think might actually
That totally
hit.
hits.
That's 30 damage, Crash.
Oh, okay.
I have a success by 3 and a success by 2 against you, Aqua. What is your dodge bonus?
+6.
6. Oh, those are not going to hit you.
Right.
I've got a success by 8 and a success by 5 against Wyatt.
Both of those will hit. Is the armor applied for each individually, or?
That is correct.
Okay, lovely.
Then for Andy James herself, the majority of shots are going to come. We've got a success by 5, a success by 4, a success by 1, and a success by 10. That's a critical success.
I was just about to say suck on my dodge bonus, but yeah, that success by 10 is going to beat me by 2.
All right, again, that's 30 damage.
Okay.
Oh, it won't be
man, it's a shame I have all this armor, though.
Yep, your dodge bonus made it so it's not a critical success. And in fact, it's almost impossible for poor Cole to get an actual critical success against Andy James with a firearm.
I beat it by 16, I guess.
And that's going to put us to Crash at a 23 next. Now that 24 Coles have opened fire with handguns.
For my first action, I'm going to ask Andy James a question. How satisfying do you need this to be?
Oh, I mean, the death of any Cole is like 1,000 orgasms.
I heard the death of 1,000 Coles.
Yep.
Bang. I'm going to I'm gonna cause some severe kinetic damage.
Talk us through this, Crash.
It's one of my favorite tricks where I suddenly stop all kinetic energy in a particular area and then let it go again. Right in the middle of a coal.
Understood. I'll take a power use
Hacksaw.
Oh, so all of them.
All of the coals.
I'll take a power use roll from you.
And then I would like to make sure my kinetic shield is up on myself because this is going to get really, 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 really messy.
I'm glad you said that. Okay. Go ahead and give me that power use roll.
There will be no friction on the surface of my body that isn't touching the ground. Power usage roll. Where's the other 8-sided die? If I had all the lights on, this wouldn't be an issue. It's blue. There we go. 4 is 12. I beat that by 8, but I'm going to use my Patreon buff for that 2 and make it 10, because fuck them, that's why.
All 24 of the calls, because of your use of Hacksaw, good use of a buff again, and thank you, chat, for purchasing that buff, explode like water balloons that have been thrown against a hard surface. And all the rest of you, because, you know, the kinetic shield was only put up in front of Crash, are now covered in the bits and pieces of the exploded coal.
Technically, you're covered in hot coals.
Yes. You are technically covered in hot coals. Little bits of it everywhere.
I am absolutely going to, like, lick the blood off of whatever is closest appendage.
Oh, bro, no, don't do it. He's English.
So am I, sweetheart. And I'm going to say I love a hot coal in the morning. Dead coal in the morning. Let's change that. I love a dead coal in the morning.
Oof. That is some serious foulness there.
I'd like to take another notice check at Maddox, just to see how she's reacting to this.
I believe she's being invaded by a dog at the moment.
I have hot coals all over me.
Beat it by 17.
I'm gonna take it up now.
That's again looks, and she looks. She's moving. She even when she was fighting previously, she was fighting like Maddox. Like there is like no. She is exactly the way you remember her in every single detail. Perfect.
Yep.
In fact, with that good of a notice, she she's in better detail than any of these other facsimiles have been that you've run across. These simulacrums, these illusions. Like, she is even more detailed than any of them. Almost more real to her. And there's traces of golden thread all about her.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Can we all see the gold thread, or is it just Wyatt?
If Wyatt points it out, you absolutely can.
Oh, yeah. Just very...
It's very faint, but all about her, there are little traces of gold thread. Almost like they're holding her together.
Yeah, very, very impressive weaving. Great craftsmanship.
Almost a Jess weaving?
Yes. In fact, very much so. There are now bits and pieces, of course, of coal everywhere. The dead Bruno fades, as does the entire scene. It all shifts once again. There are heroes and villains of the Sentinel City metaverse fighting it out on the sky, on the ground around you. There's destruction and mayhem everywhere. Massive sets of perfectly formed pyramid-like structures on the horizon. Beneath you, Andy James, is Butch Baker. You're in the process of beating him to death. Why, Andy? Why? He starts to say through his shattered jaw before collapsing at your feet there while you're on top of him. Near you, Aquamarine, Lady Vale appears, screeching with fury as she begins tangling you up in your own clothing. You left me! You left me! Beside that Crash, Dr. Migraine stands beside you, looks at you and says, I told you the dome was better. Why didn't you just leave it alone? For Balthazar, excuse me, Wyatt, you stand Balthazar next to you, looking on at all this carnage and mayhem. You know, we could fix all this with just a little bit of black magic, buddy. Sacrifice a few lives, make it all better. We could start with her, and points at Maddox. Get rid of that one, and we could do some real fixing around here.
It's not real. It's not real. It can't be real.
It's not real.
Everything here is both.
Both?
Yeah, both.
It's real to us. It doesn't mean it's real.
See.
But I am getting very tired of this son of a bitch.
Don't let him exhaust you, Wyatt. So, Migraine. In what way exactly were you right about the dome? Because I'm pretty sure we won that fight and proved ourselves right in that victory.
Everyone was safer with the dome. Everyone was happier.
Everyone was a slave in the dome, and you worked yourself into insanity.
And we couldn't find our own happiness. We couldn't find our real happiness.
You were all safe. Don't you want to be safe? Don't you want everyone else to be safe?
Yeah, but I want everyone to be free, so safety isn't guaranteed.
Very, very sad.
It's not sad.
Vale is still wrapped you up in the clothing and is just screeching over and over again. You left me, and she's hitting you with open hands, like just slapping you across the face.
Is it causing damage?
It just hurts. In fact, it hurts more emotionally than it does physically.
Can I do some stuff?
Oh, absolutely. These are all people's time to do whatever comes to them.
Okay, for my first action, I'd like to use my persuasion to communicate to her that I did not. I love her and miss her. In fact, to not feel.
Yeah. I'll take a persuasion roll from you. You can go ahead and give that a shot.
Okay. Ooh, I rolled really well. I beat it by 14.
She collapses at your feet. You're no longer held by your clothing, and she is simply crying over and over again, sobbing into her arms that you left her, and she's all alone. She's all alone.
I hold her. I wrap my arms around her, and I'd like to do that again for my second action.
I'll take it from you.
I'm reassuring her. I really, really, really do love her. Ooh, I rolled a 2. And a 3. Okay. I beat that one by 16.
These are impressive rolls.
I didn't. I beat it by 15.
These are impressive rolls. You have her in your arms, holding her as she is crying and sobbing. Wyatt Balthazar is still standing beside you. Why don't you just let me fix it? The life of the girl, and we can fix it all.
I turn to him and I give him a godfather-like embrace around the head.
Oh.
And what would that mean for everything that you've gained from Hex?
It's a small price, Wyatt. Such a small price.
Once again, you're slipping. You're getting sloppy. You're looking at the worst versions of all of these people. I know what Balthazar is capable of, and it is so much more than this. Even at this point, this is beyond him.
So many dead, Wyatt. So many dead.
You know what? I don't know if she's real. I don't know if she's just another piece on your board. But you are out of your mind if you think I am sacrificing her.
So be it. What do you say, Crash? We just put them all back in the dome. Make it all better.
So, like, your thing is fear, right? Like, as a nightmare, you're supposed to feed on fear, and yet you come to me as literally the most scared person that I have ever encountered in any metaverse. I'm going to say something real smart right now. Man does not require the mortar of truth to seal himself in the prison of his own fear. I learned that on a cowboy show. And you seem to
was that?
live it. Have gun will travel, dude. A man called Paladin, you know.
No.
Just
by all means.
Anyway, you suck and you're sad. And I'm not. I've made lots of mistakes, but freeing all those people wasn't one of them. Fighting that fight wasn't one of them. I'm proud of that. We all are.
No regrets?
Wyatt's proud of Balthazar. Aquamarine is proud of Vale, even though she misses her.
So proud.
Hell, I bet even Dead Maddox misses Skinwalker sometimes.
Oh, she was the best.
So, you folks can just go now. I think we're done with this part. Go on.
We'll try again. And again, everything shifts and changes. And we're going to do a system shock at this point. Because I have one in the store, and it's time to use it.
These jerk-offs are getting desperate.
Let's start with Aquamarine, who is currently full pilot.
Yep.
And let's move her to 1 away from Avatar.
Okay.
And oh yeah, since we had that stacked store, everybody has a boosted and 1 meta point of their own to spend.
That's true. You've all got your own meta point that you could spend. Let's go to Wyatt next, who is also full pilot. And let's just shift him to the opposite end of the spectrum and put him into full Avatar.
I feel like you're making these up.
He's not.
That's not how I roll. Did you get it? Did you get it?
Ha 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 ha.
Let's go to Crash next. Not a big move for Crash, but we're going to put him in the middle. And Andy James on full pilot is our last one. And also not a big move, but we're going to put Andy James in the middle also. And now we'll do that little scene shift. You are in the lair of the beast himself, Kronos. He's flanked by Balthazar, Rita Riot, Butch Baker, and Lady Vale. They're all in rather villainesque style get-ups as opposed to what you're used to seeing them in. Kronos is sitting upon his throne. The room is decorated with the mangled corpses of the heroes of Sentinel City. All of their friends and even some of your enemies. This has gone on long enough. It is time to end this intrusion. Now.
So the idea is to come at us with like the 3rd most powerful villain we've ever faced?
Well, we'll find out after this short break, folks. And we'll see you in just a few minutes with more Masters of the Metaverse, guys.
See you in a minute.
Every time.
It's raining outside.
I don't see sunny or rainy. They're all just days to me.
Okay, but clearly it's raining.
Is it? I mean, yes, obviously it is, but just to play devil's advocate for a moment, is it really?
Yes, yes it is. Look outside.
So you want it to be sunny all the time. Is that what you want? You want constant sunshine. Have you ever heard of a drought?
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying that it's raining.
Look, don't be such a hater. All days matter.
Dude, just look outside.
You know, my cousin was caught in a snowstorm last year. Where was the outrage then?
I'm just pointing out.
It rains so much more in India. You have to deal with so much less weather in this part of the world. But I don't know why you're complaining. True, it was raining, but it's completely stopped now. Ancient history. Get over yourself. I studied meteorology in high school, and the term is actually precipitation. The climate changes are clearly part of a natural cycle that has nothing to do with us. So rain should be underrepresented. Maybe rain just writes better science fiction. This kind of negativity just propagates the conservative agenda. People who wear raincoats anyway, right? F you. You ignorant d. Did you back and your or were you just that way? I hope you get rained on. That'll teach you a lesson. To push this dry-hating cumulonimbus bull.
had a little misunderstanding. Maybe we should go outside, take a walk. You can get some fresh air.
In the rain?
We get the final insert here and then break for a second meal.
All right. Warm pocket cheese. I'm in. All right.
So are you familiar with how to fondle a nipple?
Nick?
Yes.
Nick, I'm going to shoot Christian's face. Shooting Christian's face.
Oh, come on.
No, you're gone.
All right. So apparently
We're
this
gonna
is
make a
just
movie.
like handling a nipple.
Okay.
So
perfect.
more pinch really
asms
hard
than isms.
I'm going to pinch the
Okay,
nipple.
I'll pull focus now.
Work.
I need the back of your head, sir, and the front of yours.
It works at night.
Do you know? No, it's usually Ben that does
Okay, okay, the sound of silence, because he's off camera and not talking, and Armageddon on that. Come on.
Still a double.
Whatever. Yes, I can do this.
Thanks.
No, you have to help.
Oh, what do I need
Just
to
take
do?
this here, and then
We'll
we're...
start on Leo's face before we go down. Get out.
Wow. Really? Huh. We gonna make a movie?
How does this work?
I don't know.
This is awesome.
I'm usually over there.
Okay, what happens if I twist this?
Hey,
What?
want to tune my mandolin?
Oh,
come on! Come
What is
on!
wrong with you?
Jeez, his words.
Sure.
What? What are you doing here?
Red card.
That is too big.
Ben's mom. Come on. What? Ben's mom is off limits. Oh, get out. Out. Hey. What? Oh, really? Wait. Why am I even in here? You're filling in for Andy. Okay. I don't even have to go. Do I just... Wait. Here you go. Are you serious? Seriously? Okay.
Welcome back, everybody, to more Masters of the Metaverse here on the Zombie Orpheus Entertainment channel on Twitch. We're on our season finale of the Dreams and Nightmares season. We just left off where they were standing in the throne room of the Kronos, one of their enemies from a previous season, flanked by many of their former avatars, Balthazar, Rita Riot, Butch Baker, and Lady Vale. And we are about to get ourselves into a real fight here, folks. But I think we had a tip just before we went off air, so we're going to let that one play real quick.
Keep going. You can do it. Hashtag personality Aqua and Wyatt back to the middle, please.
And we're going to push both Wyatt and Aqua back to the middle of the road and a little ways away from those avatars. Give them a little more flexibility. I think that puts everybody in the middle right now, doesn't it?
Thank you, Monday.
Thank you, Monday.
Sincerely, good grief.
Mm-hmm. Not too bad.
These avatars are not unprescribed. Kind of a nightmare.
Indeed. But hey, before we roll initiative and get into this big brawl in the throne room, I've had this meta meltdown sitting here for a little while, and I think now that you guys are in the middle and might have to feel the effects of it, swapping around avatars just might be the thing to do right now for you.
Oh boy.
Hold on.
Hey, Crash, why don't you just swap with Andy and Wyatt with Aqua?
Okay.
So,
You get we Crash, and you get we Andy, and you get Vanity, and you get Convict.
Convict.
Sorry, I need to pull that up again.
It's okay.
Yes, just grabbing it real fast.
I should have been prepared for some of this skullduggery.
That's interesting. I was going to call it skullfuckery, but whatever.
It's a little bit of both.
The kids.
It is a little bit of both. And now, once you've gotten a moment to get reacquainted with those avatars that you're going to be in, let's get some initiative out of the way for this nice drop-down, drag-out brawl in the throne room of Kronos.
My email does not want to load.
Yeah, mine either. I'm working on it.
No worries. Take your time. Take your time.
It might have something to do with I didn't realize that if I counted them now, probably 20 tabs open.
Yeah, there's no way that would have anything to do with it.
Of course not. It is 100% because I forgot that I was researching something before this and didn't shut everything down. All right. Great.
This is intense. 6, 12.
Something's not right, you don't say.
Isn't technology wonderful?
Okay. Well, in the meantime...
Yep, you can get those initiative rolls out of the way, and I can get them down here on paper.
19.
19. Gotcha, Andy James.
I don't have the bonus, but the roll was 9. Sorry, I'm trying to pull stuff up as well.
It's okay. I will wait till you have a full result for me. It's okay.
Aqua X her initiative is +2.
No.
I got
11.
Lovely. 11 then.
Okay.
17.
17. All right. Crash?
15.
15. How about you, Maddox?
21.
21.
Who dis?
What sort of fucking nonsense is this?
It really is a nightmare land.
All right. Well, not quite good enough to go first, but you'll be going second, my dear. Balthazar is going to go first, however.
Ah, God damn it.
With the 22. And being as he is the second most powerful sorcerer in all of the land, we're going to pull out some sorcery from Balthazar. He is going to use some of that old black magic and bring forth some ghostly legions to hold the 5 of you in place and keep you from doing anything rash like moving out of the way or attacking or anything at all, but being held completely still so his friends can beat you all to death.
Great.
Yeah, that makes sense. Classic Balthazar the Black.
Love that for us.
Yeah, it's what he does. It's on brand.
So I'm going to need soul rolls from everyone to resist this effect.
Okay.
So roll against your soul score.
Oh.
Let's see, and we're rolling on 12s because we're all in the middle. Awesome.
I missed it by 2.
Missed it by 2. All right.
Oh.
Rolling. I missed that by 5.
Yeah, me too. Also by 5.
I missed that by lots. I still don't have the sheet pulled up because the internet is dumb. But yeah, I guarantee I missed that.
Okay.
I matched mine.
Aqua, her soul is 8 on your sheet.
Means
you should have.
That means you passed.
Yeah. So fitting that you're next, and you are also the only person not currently being held paralyzed by nefarious summoned ghosts from Balthazar the Black.
And beside Balthazar is who and who again?
For your enemies, there is Kronos, Balthazar, Rita Riot, Butch Baker, and Lady Vale, all in very villain-esque style get-ups, not their traditional uniforms. They're very over the top. There's extra chains and skulls.
They're ridiculously low cut for no good reason.
Yeah.
All
of that.
Everybody's wearing red lipstick and black eyeliner.
This is a fact.
It's over the top for Balthazar.
Yeah. Over the top for Balthazar is really saying something.
That's all I'm saying.
But yeah, it seems that these poor heroes are being immobilized, paralyzed by summoned ghosts by Balthazar the Black himself.
How long is Lady Vale's veil? Because that is someone I haven't ever met.
Well, she's, I hate to describe her as such, but kind of like a very fancy mummy.
Oh, perfect.
She's wrapped.
She is completely wrapped. And her, the ends and all of the bits of clothing that hang off of her and her veils move almost as though they're alive themselves.
Man, I miss her.
Well, dang. Seeing that I'm a whole lot of physical, I don't know how much help I will be to my friends in this moment. Because they're all magical. Well, but I'm also not contained as well.
That's true. You are the
Hashtag
only one
Metapoint
not
Balthazar. That old back scratcher has me in its spell. That old back scratcher like the Chinese sell. Your plastic fingers up and down my spine. The same old itchcraft when your touch meets mine.
Amazing.
Amazing. But it does seem to you, Maddox, that Balthazar is having to really seriously concentrate to maintain that magical hold.
Sweet. So what I would like to do is basically what I would like to do is spit out the razor blade that was in my cheek.
Yes.
Yes.
And
so much.
spit out the razor blade that was in my cheek and kind of basically handspring my way behind him to cut off a piece of his cloak and tie his hands together real quick. So at least his hands are caught like a prisoner. so he could be reminded of a certain task. Kind of like use his own clothes for handcuffs.
All right, I will require an athletics test and a fighting test.
Very good.
I'm sorry, I was muted. Athletics, I beat it by 10. And what else did you want besides athletics?
Second.
Oh, fighting?
Mm-hmm.
I beat it by 14.
Ooh. You do flawless handsprings. In fact, the last one, you go completely over him to get behind him, landing and slicing away some of the ridiculous layers of elaborate fabric of his mini cloaks, and then binding up his arms behind him. That's going to give every person a second chance to break free of that magic when we get to their turn.
Holy shit, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Scary Lou Retton.
I'm gonna add something real quick. That as soon as I'm done tying like around his handcuffs, I'm gonna turn to Wyatt and I'm gonna go like this, and then I'm just lob back.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna stand in place like I'm captured like everyone else.
I love it. All right, that
I really
goes
want to
to
turn the thumbs up so bad.
that goes to Andy James next. So Andy James, you get one soul roll on your own already to try and break free of the ghost, and you get an extra one because Maddox has bound up Balthazar's hands, making it much harder for him to concentrate and maintain his magic.
Okay.
So you get the best of two on this one.
Well, no, sorry, I thought that was a 1. It's a 7. So that is going to match my soul.
That's all you need. You are free on that first roll.
Okay, but can I beat it by 4 anyway?
If you want to, or you could, use those dice on the next roll because that doesn't take your action to beat the spell holding you in place. You still have your action.
That's an excellent idea. Okay. So I have been freed.
Yes.
And I am going to. I know I'm on Crash's page right now, but I'm in the middle. So
you can absolutely use the Andy James bits too. Yep.
Great. And since we are fighting our avatars of yore, I am going to throw out some weapons grade empathy to link them again to us.
Go ahead and give me that empathy roll, Andy James.
Yeah, I'm going to use what I rolled before because that was a 6 on 14.
Not bad. That beats it by 8. If you only had a way to boost it by 2 more and make it a critical.
Sure do is the thing. I would love to use my Patreon bonus.
That's going to make it a critical success. Oh, and we are now linked to former avatars. That is definitely going to come into play here. And after Andy James, we have Rita Riot next, who, well, she's going to go for the Andy James, but the Andy James happens to be Crash Jackson right now because of the body switch.
It's gonna be like role playing all over again, huh?
I'll spend a meta point.
Absolutely, you can spend a meta point.
Go one more towards pilot before I make my check.
One more towards pilot before you make your check. Well, hang on before you make that check because Rita Riot is an 18. She's going to be going while you're still being held.
That's fine.
Okay. But she has been linked with some hostile empathy, which is going to play a factor. Rita Riot bounds across the room, winds up, and throws a haymaker at what she thinks is Andy James, but is actually Crash Jackson, landing a massive blow to the jaw. Just a serious blow. But as the fist impacts, she also recoils as though she had just punched herself with the exact same punch. And that's going to be a 50 damage hit to Crash / in the avatar of Andy, and a 50 damage hit to Rita Riot from the empathy feedback as well. Which puts us to the next in line, which is Aquamarine, who gets 2 chances to break free from that ghost magic.
Right. Hey, I rolled a 3, so no. The first one I did not pass.
Uh-oh.
I rolled a 3 again. 2 in a row.
Yeah. Only, but you wanted to roll low. But if you only got a 3, that would be good.
Oh yes, thank you. It's not initiative. Thank you.
Nope, it's not initiative. So that's going to be good. 3 is more than enough for you to break free of the ghost magic holding you in place, and you still have your actions, Aquamarine. What will you do now that you're free?
Okay. I am Wyatt. I am in Wyatt.
But you are also in the middle, so you still have Aquamarine as well. You're not entirely on your own.
Okay. And we have boosted abilities right now.
Yes, you do. You have boosted abilities, which gives you access to some crazy stuff because of Aquamarine's past.
Yes. So right now I'm linked with Lady Vale, though, or she's linked with...
There's some kind of empathic feedback going on, courtesy of Andy James, where it's making them hurt themselves when they're hurting you.
Okay. I'd like to use my boosted ability to use textile kinesis.
Yes.
I want to affect Lady Vale. I want her to wrap around.
I love it.
Excellent.
Excellent. You go ahead and roll those 12s. We're going to be using some power usage. We're using Lady Vale's power usage because, well, you're doing it as her. So this is awesome.
Right. Ooh, rolled a 2.
Oh. 2? So 2
7
what?
total.
7 total. That is still a critical success against Lady Vale's power usage. So you wrap Lady Vale up in her own costume, her own veils, her own clothing, using her own power of textile kinesis.
Very.
Way to turn the tables, Aquamarine.
I tell her that I'm sorry.
Oh, and apologetic to the evil nightmare version of Lady Vale at the same time. I think Aquamarine has really made some progress on a personal level by dealing with some of her past here.
I think so.
Now, she would have gone next, but unfortunately her chances of beating a critical success to break free are really slim, and she's not going to do that. She's going to just struggle in vain against the powers that you have used against her. And that puts us to Crash Jackson next, who gets 2 chances.
He's the king of the universe.
Okay, who's fighting who?
Well, at the moment, Rita Riot just tried to punch you.
Uh-huh.
Lady Vale is bound up. Balthazar has his hands tied up. Butch Baker has yet to act, and Kronos hasn't acted yet, and neither has Wyatt Maxwell, who's in the body of Vanity, the worst traits of Aquamarine before she became a better person.
Nice. All right, well, first I have to try and break free.
Yes.
And that does it, no problem. Beat it by 3.
Good enough to do it.
What I would like to do is, for my first action, I'm going to grab Rita and throw her at Butch.
Nice.
I will take a fighting check for that, sir.
Also going to use a power usage check to really launch her in that direction.
Oh, okay.
At
I
a
will
good
take those.
clip.
High speed impact into Butch.
Using some, super judo or whatever. And that's a 1, and that's a 10. So that's 11. So I beat it by 7.
Beat it by 7. You propel Rita Riot through the air at probably close to 1,000 miles an hour directly into the frame of Butch Baker. And they go across the room all the way into the far wall. And the wall has an impact imprint of it from Butch being pushed physically into the wall itself.
Second action. I am going to use a boosted ability. Make a power usage check. I got a 6, so I beat it by 12.
Critical success.
I am taking control of the ghosts. Using my very own necromancer.
Ooh,
Oh,
Mr. the Unspeakably Evil.
Game
And I am going to...
recognizes game.
Yes, for this round, they are just going to be letting go of everybody and beginning the Thriller dance.
excellent. I love this for us.
For a moment, it seems as though Balthazar is upset about his magic getting taken, but then he briefly gives the approving nod of the Thriller dance being performed.
In your face, Mr. the Black!
Nicely done, and we're going to have Kronos go next. Not to be outdone by powers of kinetics, he's going to go ahead and use some of his own and return the favor. Now that she's been thrown across the room once, Kronos will hurl Rita Riot as an object using his telekinesis right back at you, Crash Jackson, in the body of Andy James.
What the fuck, people? Jeez.
And he certainly matches your speed. I'm going to succeed on that check by 8 and throw Rita Riot across the room and into you.
I love it.
Dance with her. Do it.
And almost the same as what happened with Butch, Crash in the body of Andy is pushed all the way to the far wall and physically imprinted in the wall. Exactly
I'm going to take a bonus on my dodge, actually.
Oh, are you now?
Yeah, I'm going to tap into the power of Andy James.
Oh!
On my character sheet here. She didn't know I did it. They don't remember me doing it. It didn't matter that I did it. They're not paying attention to me.
That's a good observation.
That is perfect. And in fact, the hurled Rita Riot simply slams into another wall, missing you completely, as though Kronos has forgotten that you were ever even there.
Huh.
This is actually way more useful than I thought.
Right?
We go to Wyatt next. Wyatt, you no longer have to make that soul roll to get free because Crash Jackson used the powers of Harzul to co-opt those ghosts, who are now doing a very impressive Thriller dance.
While I do my Vincent Price laugh.
Which is really weird coming from Andy James.
No, it's not.
Yeah, that's literally a... Yeah, no, I get it. So, I would like to use covert ops to try and throw myself prone over Butch and that crew.
Okay.
And try and beg for their savior, for them to come in and just help me. Look at all of this going on, and I'm just trying to get along, and I don't know what's happening.
Give me that covert ops roll. Wyatt playing dirty.
Beat Covert Ops by 8.
Beat by 8. That is almost a critical success in itself, and one hell.
Boy, isn't that funny? But with the grateful support from our Patreon folks,
you're gonna make it a critical success.
That's a 12.
Yeah, buddy.
And we have a critical success on your Covert Ops. You make your way past the line, throwing yourselves at the mercy and begging for help, completely lost and confused.
Only you heroes can save me.
Butch Baker dislodges himself from the wall, levitates across the room to you, and slowly helps you to your feet. Come with me, lost one, and all will be well.
But my friends, you have to help my friends.
They must first choose to help themselves.
It's all him. And I point at Kronos.
There is a moment where he simply stares at Kronos, confused almost. And then sort of changes, and you can see it's less Butch that's standing over you and more something trying to be Butch. And you almost are struggling with it, will to will. Will you go ahead and roll against your soul score there, Wyatt Maxwell?
I beat it by 1.
That is good enough. As you are communicating this, small little threads of gold wind their way up Butch Baker, and he solidifies a little more, and he takes on that impressive Butch Baker stance that he sometimes gets when he's about to do something heroic.
It's literally the only impressive thing he does.
And then flies, fist first, straight at Kronos.
I immediately look at Maddox. Am I still seeing that same gold?
Yes, absolutely.
Wow.
Same gold that's on Maddox is the same gold that's on Butch Baker as his fist impacts the jaw of Kronos, sending him tumbling out of his throne and down to one knee.
Sweet.
Yes.
Shit, that might be her.
Golden thread.
And we are going to go back to the top with Balthazar, who is bound at the moment and is going to attempt to break free of his bindings.
Are we switching back now?
I guess you can switch back.
Thank you.
I was going to make you stick it out for a while, but I'll be nice.
They didn't pay double.
Balthazar struggles against his bonds, and he is not able to free himself as Maddox is really good at tying people up. It's not the first time she's done so. And that puts us to Maddox next.
Okay, so Mr. the Black has his hands tied, and
That's right.
Mr. Timepiece has just gotten punched in the dome, and he's on the ground.
Yeah, he's on one knee. He's not out, but that punch certainly hurt him.
Okay, and then Mrs. Avail is
seemingly bound up by her own powers of textile kinesis in some kind of a mental duel with Aquamarine.
Okay. So what I can do is Oh, you said Kronos is on one knee?
Yeah, he's down on one knee. Butch hit him really hard. I mean, hard enough that it would have easily annihilated any normal person.
And forgive my lack of tact. Do I know who's going next?
Andy James is going to go next.
Awesome. Let me see. I pulled out some handsprings last time. Can I ground roll into a cartwheel and then round off behind Kronos and kind of put him in a sleeper hold to kind of like clock him in check? Just like have him in a head bind sleeper hold just to keep him on that one knee. Maybe bring him to 2 knees to just keep him where he is.
I love it. Give me an athletics test followed by a fighting test. Maddox, Breaking Bad, as always.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I have to add that when I do this body roll into the cartwheel / round off, I see that I dropped my razor on the ground, so I'm going to quick pick that up while I'm cartwheeling, just with my left hand, just make sure I sweep that thing back up. This one, I dropped it. I need to pick that back up. Okay, what is my first roll on?
You're going to need an athletics and then a fighting test.
Okay, well, first is athletics, you said, so
Yes.
I beat that by 14.
Oh, these are perfect, like Olympic level ground roll into the cartwheel. It is fabulous. The ghosts stop mid thriller dance for just a moment, and I'll hold up signs that have 10 written on them, and then proceed back into the thriller dance.
Except for the Russian ghost, which is only holding up a 9.2.
Of course. And then, so you said fighting. The second was, the second was fighting. I beat that by 10.
By 10, on second critical success, you wrap arms around, and it's like trying to hold a stone statue. And this guy is tough, but you have locked in a sleeper hold on Kronos. Way to go, Maddox. Andy James, you're next.
So ordinarily, this would be Sinister Blade time, since he is bound. But I don't want to risk the possibility that he'll suddenly become an illusion, and I'll throw a knife directly into Maddox. So, is it possible?
Who's also might be an illusion.
Oh, 100%. But on the off chance that Maddox is here for real, I'm not going to risk it. However, can I use Judge Opponent in some way to strip away an illusion?
You can try. Give me a Judge Opponent roll. Give me a notice on that one. So that one works.
And
See
you know what?
you
Before I do that, I'm going to burn a meta point.
Good plan. There are 3 in the store, and you have a personal one that you have not used yet. So.
Oh, well, why don't I use the personal one for Shoresies?
Okay.
And leave the others for everyone else. All right. Yeah, I'm going to beat that by 6.
That is pretty damn good. You know, he looks a lot like Kronos. Had the voice, had the stance down, but you recall very explicitly from fighting him before, that guy could do a lot. Like lift entire mountains and do it while simultaneously pummeling someone. And this guy's just not doing that. He's not bringing that to the table. He's like Kronos light.
Are there any gold threads around him?
Not a
He
single
has
one.
half the calories of regular Kronos.
And you're moving towards pilot, correct? On that meta point? Yep, moving towards pilot.
To pilot.
Yeah, see, there's no golden threads on him. He's obviously not the real Kronos.
Well, I think we all knew that.
And couldn't hold a candle to the real one. The real one would have taken a punch from Butch Baker and laughed.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
Smug son of a bitch.
He certainly was.
He is indeed. All right. Well, cool. You know what? We're at boosted, right?
You are. You have a boosted ability you could use.
Well, fuck. Is there anything reflective? You know this is my favorite trick.
You know, you can simply make something reflective if you have a boosted ability. Bringing out that mirror is.
I'm gonna bring out Angel's mirror once again.
And what exactly are you gonna do with it?
I kind of want to show Kronos himself. Because if he is the harvester, I want him to realize that he's not even half the bad guy that Kronos is. And Kronos isn't even the toughest bad guy we've ever faced.
I think Crash pointed that out.
That was abalone barium or whatever.
That was a
Abercrombie bullhead.
Abadappy?
I just love that they continue to use the insults for the name. Is just wonderful.
absolute butthead.
Aristotle Bastardus?
Yeah, those are all very good ones. All right, you use your mirror magic, turning the reflection upon him. And as you turn it upon him, he seems to fill with cracks all through him. Little fine, little hairline cracks in the skin, in his face, all down his arms, his torso, and his legs. Almost like he's coming apart. In fact, if you were to say something, it's probably the exact opposite of what just happened to Butch a minute ago when the golden threads went around him. Like the exact opposite.
Huh.
Everywhere a thread would be is stuff starting to come apart. That puts us to Aquamarine next, who is still holding veiled tight. That woman is not getting out of the hold that you have in her. All right, now she is not escaping. You have her at your mercy.
Okay, and Kronos is, did you say breaking apart?
He seems to be cracking, like if like a mud breaking or a rock with cracks forming in it.
Oh, is that mirror gone?
That mirror is in the hands of Andy James at the moment, focused right upon him.
Oh, I wish we could split the mirror somehow and make Lady Vale look into it too. Everybody.
I mean, I'm happy.
That mirror covers a fair amount of
around the room.
That mirror covers a fair amount of ground. If you could simply move Lady Vale to where that mirror was, it might work.
I'll move her.
All right. I will get a power usage roll from you. You're still going to be using Lady Vale's power because you're still essentially using the same boosted ability that you accessed before. So give me that roll to see if you can move her through the air.
I'm going to use my my personal meta point to move
All right.
Pilot.
One more towards Pilot for Aquamarine.
And another.
And one from the store to go full Aquamarine.
Okay. Ooh. I rolled a 6 total.
That is a critical success. You move her across the ground using the little bits of fabric underneath as like little legs to walk her over as she's still being held in place.
Oh,
and as she moves in front of the mirror, just like with Kronos, cracks begin to form all the way up and down her body.
Oh.
And as those are forming, the pressure from these other textiles around her that you're using to bind her in place makes these cracks expand and in some cases break completely apart as her arm shatters and a leg breaks in half.
Oh, the truth hurts.
Yes, it does.
I feel for her, even though it's not Lady Vale.
Indeed. Crash Jackson.
Who's still up?
Well, you have... Technically, Butch is still up, though he did just punch Kronos. Kronos' features are cracking, but he is still also there. Balthazar the Black is tied up, but also still there.
Got it. Meta point?
Meta point used.
Lady Vale's pretty much down, though, right?
Yeah, she's missing most of one leg and all of one arm. And those textiles that are compressing around her don't seem to be letting up.
I love it. All right. Here's what I'm planning on doing. I'm going to go up. I'm going to make a power usage check. And I'm going to use Lady Vale to attack Balthazar and Kronos. The power usage check I am making is for an item from Warboy. Summoning.
Oh, yeah? What item are you summoning?
Well, I grabbed some of those. A very powerful weapon from the metaverse, obviously. I grabbed some of her veils that are using to attack, and I just put my feet on her chest and aim her towards the two bad guys. And then I click my heels together and say, "Rocket boots away."
Nice.
Now, my
Rocket
plan
boots,
is not
bitches.
only for the kinetic force to slam her into both of them, but also she should be on fire since she is made of cloth.
I will take that power use roll from you.
Wow.
9, so beat it by 9.
A flaming veil is launched through the air.
I'll make the fighting roll now to see if I can hit anything with it. At a -4 because I'm hitting 2 other opponents.
That's correct.
But I rolled an 8, so I would have beat it by 10, so I beat it by 6.
A flaming Lady Veil is launched across the room, first colliding into Balthazar, at which point half of her torso breaks off along with the rest of that one leg as Balthazar goes spinning through the air, crashing down to the ground. The remaining flaming bits of Lady Veil breaking apart while in flight, slam in 3 separate sections into Kronos, who the cracks on him further, and as Maddox's arms tighten around his neck in the sleeper hold, his head and neck snap completely off.
Yeah, they do.
Booyaka, booyaka.
I flail in a not awesome looking way at the flaming half corpse that lands closest to me.
As they hit the ground, Butch Baker seems slightly confused for a minute, and then simply flies up, breaking through the ceiling of this building and flying to who knows where. But you know for certain, Wyatt, that he's off to do something heroic.
And then complain about it.
Like he does.
And the scene shifts again.
Oh, that was a lot of juice, guys. I'm not going to lie.
That was certainly a lot of juice. Here's a forest around you. It's burning. It's there's a village in the center of it, a cute little village up in the trees of tiny little houses and tiny little bridges. It is on fire as well.
No!
It is completely in ruins. There are little borks rolling around on the ground, moaning in pain. Some of them have bork jelly oozing from wounds as though they were stabbed with forks.
Great.
I've never seen this at all. Oh, nothing like this.
Well, I feel like maybe you're the only one that has no modicum of regret here.
You killed us! You killed us!
Don't.
Man, you guys just, your minds just, this happens to you a lot with these guys, right?
Yeah,
I mean, you guys have some really serious guilt over this whole Borks thing. I'm not really even sure exactly what happened.
Well,
I mean, I've been back here twice to help clean it up, but my emotional investment in these cute little guys is pretty high. But you guys just get broken every time you see them.
Maddox, do you want to explain that one? Oh, I think you're on mute, my love.
Yep.
That was actually, I was speaking Bork. I'm sorry, I'll switch to English. It's a very tiny language because they're very tiny. Well, if you want, I can try and go blow it out. Sometimes you make a decision that you think is the right one, but later you find out that, it's just not. I hate to say that I tried.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. There are bad guys in this group, and then there are the people who tried to do the right thing, and you are in the camp of the people, and by people I mean person.
Yeah, it's the camp of one.
Right thing. Yeah.
Hey, let me just ease your trouble mind here. You made a choice based on the information that you knew. We learn as we live. You did not have all the bits and pieces and facts. Did I make a different decision that was maybe more correct? That's subjective. I
don't think that is subjective. I think we know the answer to that one now. History has proven.
I am
multiple
trying
crits to the
very
board
nice right now. They smell like strawberry. They smell like strawberry, and I don't understand how you can hurt something that smells like a strawberry starburst. It's a pink starburst, and so I will stand by that.
My hands still smell like their blood.
That is so...
All right, I got one more big favor left. Hopefully this helps something, but I'm going to be really tired after this, and I just want you to know that. Outside of punching things, I am no good for the rest of the day once this happens. I'm going to use the power of Zeus to summon the rain.
Whoa. The rain?
You call forth rain and thunder and clouds roll in.
That comes with it anyway. I couldn't do anything about the thunder. Sorry, guys.
And the fires hiss under the rainfall, and many of them go out. But these poor Borks roll on the ground, obviously poisoned by something.
Now let's see what we can do to help.
How do you save a poisoned Bork?
I don't know.
Does anybody have medicine?
Shit, it's actually you, isn't it, Maddox?
Surprise!
Yeah. So, maybe those berries, maybe hugs and love. Like, think of something stupid that these little things would love. It's all about, like, love for them, right?
I know.
What? What then?
I remember a long time ago, when we first all met each other and we were all going on this adventure together, that we got to break out into a certain song. And if Borks are very sweet, I bet you they really love songs, and it'll make them feel better. Do you guys remember that? I think a long time ago.
Oh my God, what was the song?
Was it? And I think it was My Dear Lou started. And he said that, well, you got to change the lyrics because they were bad, because you were talking about killing in the song.
Yeah, no, they'll have to.
I can heal the Borks. You just got to sing the song, but you got to change the words. And I'm sure that it will maybe do something. I mean, it was when we first met.
Borking and borking. Bork.
Let them all come back borking, and then every Bork will bork.
Keep going. It's making it stronger. Go.
There seemed to be in a little less agony.
I can bork on your eyes.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Bork them, borking by PG-13 wonders.
Borking, borking, and borking. Borking, bork, 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 bork.
We're
A
here.
whole new Bork.
first aid.
None of these Borgs have been poked and are all healthy. That's
As you
how
break-
these Borgs can be.
As you work together in song, and Crash Jackson binds the puncture wounds on some of the stabbed Borks, the song seems to have an effect, and as you keep going, verse after verse, they seem to be in a little less agony, a little less pain, and then the fire is completely out, and the Borks are slowly getting back up on their feet.
I can
helping
work
each other
on
up.
your eyes?
Look, I didn't know what to say. It was supposed to rhyme.
I think it worked. It healed them, didn't it?
I'm not good under pressure, okay?
Look,
I just
Crash,
didn't think
just
I'd
let
be
that one
hearing
go.
anything on in a Bork village that was on my internet search history.
Woo!
Oh my.
And now I'm hot for another reason. No, it's still the weather.
You just
And-
need good borking.
And then the scene again shifts. You're on the sands of Arena itself in the Grand Coliseum. The crowd roaring all around you, filling the millions of seats.
Oh.
Great.
A shadowy form waiting for you in the middle of the arena. Hello, my little dreams. You are quite persistent. Normally, I would enjoy breaking you, but I find myself in possession of something much more enticing. I will offer you this but once. A deal. Leave.
We accept! Just kidding. Really?
Leave, and for the extent of your natural lives, I will leave your world alone.
What's...
Has anybody mentioned to him that he's losing this? What? Yes? Yes?
Where's Monday?
You needn't worry about that.
Oh, I'm sorry. You thought we were going to leave without Monday.
Oh, needn't we?
Oh, I see. Oh, I see.
Even your accent is trifling. Can we just get to it?
So what,
No
I want to
deal.
know what is the deal? Like, until we die, you leave the world alone?
Yes, I will leave your world alone.
Nope. Can't do it.
Yeah, okay. There are literally...
That's not even a good deal for us.
No.
Well,
Why
I
do you,
tried.
Well, hold on. How do you think you're gonna win this? This has been like the most. This is like you're lame.
I have not begun to fight you yet. I have been occupied with other matters.
What? We weren't even worth your attention. Is that it? That's why you came out with like our past. You think we're scared of our past?
We've already overcome our past. And we know what you're capable of now.
You're just a bug. A parasite. And we're gonna squish you like one. Unless you give us our friend back.
I mean, we
Want
could do
to
both.
see power? I'll show you power then.
Oh no, we don't want to see power. Okay, yes, do your thing.
And he fades away, leaving you alone, standing on the sands.
Oh
Or
wow,
alone.
that is impressive.
You are not alone at all. Standing across from you as though waiting for you, there's Tom, the Harvester, General Jackson, and Antonius Basileus himself of Arena.
This is what you've got. Just our pasts.
Apparently, this is what he has. I need everyone to give me an initiative roll, but before you pick up those dice and roll it, it's exceedingly important, this initiative roll, because we're going to be doing a rule of cool. So give it all you got in that initiative roll and start thinking before you roll those dice. 1 second.
Oh no! Woo!
25.
25 for Wyatt.
28.
28.
Yes.
Correct.
23.
Okay. 23 for Aqua.
10.
10 for Andy James.
Hey,
Maddox?
guess what, Andy? Guess what, Andy? 9.
Stop it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as this is a rule of cool, we're going to start back with Maddox at 9 to tell us if you could do anything about these terrible threats that stand before you in this combat arena of your past. In fact, the very same place where Maddox gave up her life to save the metaverse. What would you do?
May I just throw out, there is a team up
Oh,
on
there
the
is a
board.
team up on the board, so keep that in
Okay.
mind when you're thinking about your rule of cool.
Yes, I might have a thing.
Oh,
I might have a
Can
thing.
can I hear this team up thing before I say anything?
yep. I think she's talking about using a team up to work together for something. Well, go ahead and talk us through it. If
I
you
have
want to
no
propose something.
idea what your sheet looks like. But so long ago, I feel like you stripped the silver lining off a cloud to fight a werewolf. And what I would like to do is not dissimilar. I want us to use the gold threads that you are tied up in, bolstered with empathy and super strength and anything that you have at your disposal as well, to pull Monday, who I assume is on the other end of those threads, right into our arms.
You know what's really funny, Andy, is that I don't know who or what Monday is.
Oh, she is the objective.
But I was gonna, but I was gonna say, I'm gonna go out the way I came in, and that was exactly using the same thing that you were talking about. I was gonna do it to take out the person the things I see before me. But if we want to use it to grab Monday, you feel like you're going to ride it and use it as a lasso, maybe? Bring it back to some old times?
Absolutely.
I don't know who you could ride, but I'll be your lasso.
All right. There we go.
I mean, because that's what I was thinking as well, is using myself. I was going to vomit strings, but yours is much more pleasant. I don't need to do vomiting then.
So we're
Or
going
hurts
to
the throat.
we're going to use you as a lasso to reach through time and space and grab Monday out of their grasp.
Powerful
yes.
play.
Before I like Bjork become unraveled, though, I wanted to give Wyatt a hug from the back so he doesn't have to look me in the eyes, because I know that's hard sometimes. But I wanted to come up behind him and give him a hug and say, hey, man, it's okay. I made my choice. It's not on you. Keep fighting the good fight. And then into gold string, and then you can.
Oh, ouch. Oh man.
Oh man.
That is some intense stuff. And a tough act to follow. Aquamarine, if you could do anything right now in this moment,
Cry?
Yeah, I mean, that's it.
So,
I think everyone's trying not to do that at this moment.
just let it go. You'll feel better.
There are 23 minutes left in this game.
So I also I wanted to work with the threads. I've never used sorcery on my sheet, and I wanted to ask if my rule of cool is to use my sorcery powers to draw Monday from these threads. Maybe I can hop on the train of the.
Yeah, your sorcery has to do with time magic. So you could use that.
You do have time magic sorcery is where yours comes from.
Three-way last. I mean, you know what I'm saying? The threads and the sorcery Aquamarine time.
So, if Maddox becomes the lasso and you open a gate in time, I can use empathy to guide our throw.
Is this becoming a three-mup?
It might be a three-mup.
I'd like it to be a three-mup if that is allowed.
Well, you know, in the words of Chris Odie, everything is allowed.
Odie.
Also, can I say how remarkable it is that Vanessa and I are part of the three-mup and neither of us called it a threesome?
I'm really proud of both of you.
Right?
I specifically avoided that.
Thruple.
A thruple.
Thruple. Yes. Lovely.
So
also, I'm not 100% certain that Pax would be overjoyed if a threesome came out of the woodwork to save her. But
yeah.
Well, may I throw this down? Can Christian and I try and get in on this as well?
Yeah, let's see how we can make this work if at all possible.
On the team up, the thruple, the quintuple.
Quintuple.
Well,
I mean, I'm just
you'd
saying.
be the next person to make your statement on things. So, tell me to talk me into this.
All right, so we have collectively at this point a lot of folks being stopped from action, etc. Like, would you mind giving me a replay again? I will jump in immediately.
You've got, we're starting a rule of cool. We have Tom, the Harvester, General Jackson, and Antonius Basileus himself of Arena as opponents being created by this nightmare across from you. So far, 3 of our heroes have chosen to completely ignore this and go directly to the source and pull Monday out herself and free her, rather than bothering to confront any more of this nightmare.
Perfect.
So
And that's what.
we don't have to beat the nightmare. We just have to save our friend.
Yes,
The
and that's
nightmare
what I thought that
distracts
the
entire
collective action was. Okay. I will step forward then, trying to be as front-facing as possible in this, and I will use a boosted to use Bobby, my dad's ability.
Yes.
Nice.
To use an alien gun of his imagining, not trying specifically to hurt them, literally just trying to scatter fire to distract them so that everyone else can help out and get Monday.
That is fantastic. Thank you, Wyatt Maxwell. I am proud of you. Crash?
Good.
Well, somebody's got to deal with these possibly attacking supervillains. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to take control of my dream. That is my plan. In a perfect world, I am taking control of my dream. Like, the problem with this guy isn't that he's making us see all of our fears, it's that he's not smart enough to be afraid himself, but that doesn't mean that his constructs aren't. So, all of them are naked.
Yeah.
Competing against each other in a cooking show. Gordon Ramsay is the judge, and he doesn't like any of their dishes.
Lord Ramsay.
Right.
I invented that.
I know you did. He's up. He's got my dad with a piece of bread on either side of his head, saying, "What are you?"
Very
Debbie sandwich.
Yeah, but so they are completely enthralled in the cooking show. Like they don't have time to attack this round, and they're very nervous. Like they've never been under this kind of pressure before.
Oh my God, is Gordon Ramsay in a chicken suit? Please say Gordon Ramsay's in a chicken suit.
Of course he is. Why wouldn't he be? The rest of them are nude.
He's in a chicken suit.
That's just logic.
Yeah, the rest of them are nude and being whipped by orangutans.
Excellent.
With wet
Crash
noodles.
has really strange dreams, ladies and gentlemen. All right, folks, you heard it. It's up to you to vote.
Oh, and Peter Criss from Kiss is there.
In the makeup? Is he in makeup?
Full makeup, but nude also.
Amazing. All right, so we have a lot going on.
We have the Threem Up. We have Crash's Dream, and we have Distraction by Imaginary Gun Alien Blaster, a la Bobby Maxwell from Wyatt's boosted ability.
That's one of my favorite abilities that any avatar has, by the way.
Oh, dude, it's so much fun.
Being able to say the sound effect of something and getting the effect of it, it's so neat.
That is cool.
Bang!
It certainly served Bobby Maxwell very well when he was in Toyland.
Yeah, well, Crash is super jealous of that power, just so we're clear.
In fact, Bobby Maxwell, Angel, and Lizzie in Toyland did really well as a team together.
Yeah, I'm gonna show these motherfuckers what a nightmare is.
It doesn't all have to be doom and gloom and grabbing people's legs under a table. It could just be one of these classic ones.
Honestly, that happened once and it stuck with you forever.
That is literally the scariest thing I have experienced in years.
That was a great moment.
I still feel the need to apologize.
I thought that was great, and everyone being paralyzed for 45 minutes by balloons was absolutely fabulous.
Oh, the balloons was so damn ridiculous. Like, I'm still mad at myself as a gamer for that hitting me that hard.
Oh, we have results. I cannot read them if someone else wants to. The writing is too small on my screen.
Oh, it's the Threem Up that wins.
The Threem Up won. All right, well, you know what that means, boys. You still have to try, but at a penalty of 5. In your case, Wyatt, you can't give you a penalty on a boosted ability. I can only give you a penalty on the shooting test that you'd be making with that boosted ability's weapon. Because I can't take that away from you. So it's on you for a shooting test at -5.
So I guess that would be a body test?
Yep, it'd be body if you don't have the shooting skill.
Because Wyatt does not. Which is why I do not use that ability. How many would you like me to roll?
You're going to make one shooting test at -5. Just the one, because you were only using scattering fire. You weren't firing at any individual intentionally. Other than
you know what would be great is, because my shooting skill is great, that when I go up to give you a hug and I give you those touching last words, I just kind of take the gun for you, and we could do like that Muppet Man moment where I shoot it for you.
Well, I mean, I'm always game to Muppet Man it.
Why don't you go ahead and use Maddox's shooting score, because I'm not going to say that.
Muppet Man!
I'm not going to say that. You're still going to have to roll there, Wyatt, but it's going to be using Maddox's shooting score.
Well, you got an 18 now, so.
Oh, okay. Well, that's much more pleasant.
You're still at the
my
-5,
arms
though.
are there. My arms are there.
Yes, but even with that -5, I beat it by 3.
That is good enough.
So I still don't necessarily hit anyone, but I guess I was better at being
He wasn't terrible
disruptive?
shooting. And that may play into the next phase of things, which, Crash, I'm going to have you use power usage for your...
Yeah, I gotta use some Zeus on this one.
Yep.
This is some god magic shit. Where are the 8? How do I keep pushing these aside? Okay, because I assume you're gonna system shock me every round. That's why. 10. Power usage is 18, so I beat it by 3 technically.
Beat it by 3. All right, so I'm going to walk you folks through this. First, everything changes into the set of a cooking show. There's Peter Chris and Lord Gordon himself, Lord Ramsay, in a chicken suit. Peter Chris is just following right behind Lord Ramsay as he visits each station,
And occasionally saying meow.
yelling horribly into the faces of the contestants, who are Tom, General Jackson, Harvester, and Antonius Basileus, who are struggling mightily to keep up. However, as each time they're just about ready to get the next item in their dish, or to move a pan, to do the next thing while trying to follow Gordon Ramsay's instructions, their item is shot out of their hands by Wyatt Maxwell's alien blaster,
Oh no!
causing them even further discomfort and shame and pain in some cases, as hot objects touch places that shouldn't have hot objects touching them.
Your
And
inner.
while all of this is happening, Maddox undoes herself, pulling the golden thread from her. And while this is happening, she comes apart from it. Different pieces of her peeling away as you create this lasso. And Aquamarine opens up this time portal. And the lasso goes through. And you get a hold of something. And you just know in your heart that it's Monday that you have. You just know it. And pull with all of your might. And just as something is coming within the view of the portal, you swear you can see her or smell strawberry milkshakes for just a second. Everything shifts and goes black for a moment. And as everything is wavering and fading away into darkness so that you cannot see, the last thing that you see as it is growing dark is Zenda, or Rhodes as you know him now, at Archangel Base. And he's addressing Bruno, Thomas, Jenica, Mac, Patrick, Rosie, John Stone, and Brony. I'm sorry, my friends. I just can't find them anywhere, and neither can Monday. They saved her, I don't know how, but it seems they paid the ultimate price in doing so. And their grief-stricken faces are the last thing that you see before everything fades to black. An unknown amount of time later, you awaken back on the Reliance in the seats that you were in when you took off into the metaverse to rescue Monday to begin with. Crash at the helm, and the hull vibrates and metal groans as it has landed. You think back in the hangar, and stretching sore limbs and staggering, you make your way off the ship back into Archangel Base. Dust covers everything. The facility is powered down. There's no lights on. And almost all of the equipment has been completely stripped out. There's no metapods, nor signs of your friends at all. The place is completely deserted and obviously hasn't been used in some time.
I would like to go on record as saying, this is not my fault. I did not hit the time travel button.
And I want to thank everybody for joining us on this episode of Masters of the Metaverse and the season finale. I hope you'll join us on the 10th when we come back into the next season. But before we leave, I want, everyone, Jess Weaver, everyone, ladies and gentlemen.
It was so good to have you back, Jess. We missed you like crazy.
Like
I miss
crazy,
you
we
guys.
all do.
I miss you guys too so much.
And I hope that that wasn't too much. And spoilers for everyone at home, Monday is safe.
Well, Nishnakam.
Well, then it was worth whatever sacrifice we made.
I guess so.
It must be.
But
Yeah,
to
whatever
find
that
out more,
happens to be.
to find
So,
out more, it's going to happen.
What do you say, guys? Want to do one more season?
Yeah.
Do it.
Want to find out what happens next? you'll
Although
have to
this is
join
where
us on-
James tells us that none of us are in the final season.
You'll just have to join us on the 10th when we come back to find out what's going on in Masters of the Metaverse.
James, you're an evil bastard.
Yes. I really hope everyone enjoyed the show and has enjoyed this season so far and everything that happened. You guys supported this finale, these last 2 episodes, so much. We really appreciate it. We appreciate everybody in chat for coming out to watch and participate and investing so much of yourselves in this story. And I want to thank all of my cast for another amazing, amazing season of Masters of the Metaverse. Everyone, don't forget to check out the Gamers Live for Gen Con.
That's on Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific.
Don't forget to check out the Masters of the Metaverse Gen Con special.
3 o'clock Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific.
It's going to be crazy. It's we got some fun stuff planned for it. We even have a great little cast that'll be here for it. And, be back with us for more Masters of the Metaverse on the 10th. And, all the other great Zoe stuff. Don't miss your void jumpers. Don't. Trapper and Crow just were back on Friday for more Couriers. And I believe that there is still one more episode left in the Couriers arc. And then who knows what could happen after that. But I'm sure that there's more things coming. We love all of you guys. Thank you again so much for supporting us, for watching and being a part of this. And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Love you.
Masters of the Metaverse, Masters of the Metaverse. They travel through time and space and stuff. Troll them, re-roll them, throw them above. They fly through dimensions, this isn't a bluff. Heroes compelled, they have no choice. Bound by the winds of a secret voice. Masters of the Metaverse, Masters of the Metaverse. Masters of the Metaverse, Masters of the Metaverse.